Mike Tyson made a worldwide fool of himself and prostituted his legacy against Jake Paul in an embarrassing fight. As expected, Jake Paul beat the shit out of Mike Tyson. Iron Mike was simply a punching bag tonight. It was obvious that this was going to happen, and I've been warning about it for months. Mike Tyson is an old man, and it was impossible for him to win this fight. But nevertheless, Mike's fans didn't want to accept that we are simply not in the 90s. Mike Tyson sacrificed his legacy for money. Now in Mike Tyson's professional record, there is another L, and that loss comes from a YouTuber who plays at being a boxer. Mike Tyson looked slow, without cardio, and was a sack of potatoes throughout the fight. And that's normal for a person of his age. This fight was obviously an embarrassment. The fight was disastrous. Mike Tyson is completely exhausted and breathing through his mouth since the third round. And the worst thing is that this happened with Tyson not even throwing punches. Mike Tyson in this fight was the complete definition of a sack. Mike did absolutely nothing in the entire fight. Mike had no legs and was fighting in slow motion. But it's unfair to criticize Mike Tyson for this performance, because he's simply an older man. What happened was what we should have all expected. Time does not forgive. Mike Tyson was not going to be the exception. The stats for this fight were also embarrassing. Mike Tyson barely landed 18 punches in the entire fight, while Jake Paul landed 78 punches. I would dare say that most of those punches were jabs, because Jake Paul really didn't have a dazzling performance either. Jake Paul just went and hit an old man in a televised sparring with 14-ounce gloves. I think it's more than evident that Jake Paul held back and didn't want to knock out Mike Tyson, or maybe they agreed that Mike couldn't be knocked out. That's just a conspiracy theory, but a very realistic theory. Because Mike Tyson had no mobility whatsoever. Mike was fighting in slow motion. And as if that weren't enough, Mike wasn't even throwing punches, because he didn't have the cardio to do so. If Jake Paul threw more punches, he could have easily knocked out Mike Tyson, who, as I said before, was a punching bag standing in a huge ring. I hope they don't let Mike Tyson step into a ring again. And I stress the last thing, that I hope they never let Mike Tyson step into a ring to fight again, because in the post-fight interview, Mike Tyson said that he wants to fight Logan Paul next, a fight that would be even more horrendous than the one Mike just had against Jake Paul, because Logan Paul is a much worse boxer than Jake. So if this fight was extremely boring and pathetic, I can't imagine how bad a Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul fight would be. The only positive thing that can be taken from this fight is that the old man did not get knocked out. On the negative side, Mike at least did not receive excessive punishment, and according to internet rumors, he pocketed $20 million for participating in this shitty fight. And finally, to end this video, a very curious fact that very few people noticed about the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight is that there was a hidden rule. The rule indicated that the fight would only count as a professional fight if it went past the 4th round. Meaning if Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul had ended by knockout in one of the first 3 rounds, that victory and defeat would not count towards the professional record of either fighter. However, the fight went to the judge's decision. So officially, Mike Tyson accumulated the 7th defeat of his professional career. I don't know if you knew about the existence of that clause, but at least I found out about it 5 minutes before the fight happened.